Doug.
Gary.
How's it going?
Good. How are you today?
Good. So, you're back in the confines of your friendly home.
Yeah. How are things in your neck of the woods?
Oh, they're good. They're great. Yeah, things are ticking right along. It'd be better if it would dry out to get in the field. I was hoping to Skype from the tractor, but it's a little too muddy.
Yeah, I'm sure it would bounce up and down quite a bit too, right?
It might just go down. Strictly down with the amount of moisture we have.
Well, tell me about your website. You know, when we met back in January at the Banff Western Connection, you were doing some really interesting things to do to market yourself using video, and then also about the success that you've had with it. So I'd be open ears to hear kind of what you've done that's made you successful with it.
Sure, absolutely. You know, I think a big part of my presentation has been on video, both from the professional standpoint with Drumheller Homes and with TractorView. And TractorView seems to be the one that gets a lot of attention. And, you know, obviously I am video blogging from the cab of my GPS-driven John Deere tractor. So it does get attention, but the message has to, you know, I also put some thought into the message and the content. I'm not just kind of sitting there talking about nothing. You know, we're talking about the conditions on the agricultural farm, the conditions of real estate and agriculture. You know, things like the video blogs that I do. Obviously in the winter I can't blog from the tractor, so, you know, my blog time does cut down, but I try to show things like, you know, working on septic systems out in the snow, you know, the type of things that you're going to have if you're going to buy an acreage or land, you know, anything like that. So, you know, I've used video both for selling homes and for land and, you know, kind of a lifestyle brand. To show people that, you know, although I'm out in the tractor, I'm still selling houses.
Yeah, and then how does that lead to transactions when you just produce the videos themselves?
Well, you know, I think the big thing about it is it's like any of it, you know, it really is getting people in touch with who you are and your personality. And I think for me, you know, I want them to understand that there is sort of a common theme. I am a busy guy. But the priority is on selling their house, even when I'm out in the field or running my other businesses. Sort of first and foremost on my mind is, you know, ways to sell their house, how to contact people. And, you know, part of TractorView was, you know, explaining to them that I'm just as effective out there as I am sitting at my desk down here.
Awesome. So what are the two sites that we can tell people to go to check it out?
Well, drumhellerhomes.com is sort of my professional or my real estate-based site, and TractorView is my blogging site. So, you know, that's the platform. Typically, I find that, you know, when I started out, I just had Drumheller Homes, and it was sort of more the stats, you know, the market conditions, the things like that. But it was, you know, a little bit dry for the customer. You know, everybody's spewing out numbers and facts without any personality to it.
Sure.
So I kind of took a chance with TractorView and put it out there to see, you know, people who knew me knew I was out farming, and maybe that was part of the concern I had, was that they were thinking I wasn't selling houses. So I wanted them to understand how my field office works, the technology I'm using while I'm in the field, that I'm not actually driving. I'm actually running the physical field office that the GPS is driving. Right. So, you know, my files are all with me in Dropbox. You know, essentially it's fully mobile and sometimes more productive out there than I am when I'm in my office being interrupted.
That's amazing, Gary. Well, I know you're a true innovator. You're a great guy. You've got a lot of good things to share. And I'm looking for the next thing that you do that kind of makes you stand out.
Well, I don't know what the next thing will be, but certainly I think it's, you know, it's an ever-evolving technology thing where we need to contact our customers. Not everybody's going to follow. Not everybody's going to read the blogs. But the reality is a lot of people are, you know, wanting to connect with a personality and understand, you know, who the person is they're going to buy or sell their house through, and that they're passionate about selling houses.
That's great, Gary. Well, hey, thanks again for your time. I'll be sure to share this video with some folks that I know will be able to benefit from, and forward your sites on as well. So thanks again for your time today.
Real great. Thanks.
All right.
Again, have a good time in Toronto.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.